old school Mandarins can take out the relatively newly formed team of the Riders, or Crimson Sky Riders, because the Riders are teams themselves. All right, let's get a quick rundown of ships here on the Lib GTK. We have Luesi, Luesi, Luesi,
Luosi?
Luesi. He's got that Gatling mortar up front with carrying a flare gun on the side, and on the Solus Ortum we've got Hillerton captaining a Hades Artemis front with Artemis on the side.
And on the Dancing Feather, we have Frogger captaining, left side Artemis, Hades, front Artemis, right side Gat Mortar. His ally, the Admiral Quackbar, left side Artemis, Hades, front Artemis, right side Gatling Mortar.
And wasting absolutely zero time once again to move into their enemy's territory, spawn territory at least, or initial spawn territories in this case, because this map doesn't have particular spawn territories, but taking some return fire, so Crimson Sky Riders here not being caught completely off guard, and they are able to repel this initial rush of the Mandarins. Mandarins looks like they will circle around here, and Dancing Feather poking his head out. A lot of fire coming in from Solus Artem. Now, what is Lib GTK? Lib GTK really isn't doing much at this point. Of course, he has to close a lot of distance, and this is quite dangerous because at any point, the Quackbar and the Feather can just flip sides, and uh-oh. Lib GTK is going to get stuck between the Mandarins and the two Mandarin ships, between the two. Actually, the Quackbar goes further down for some reason. Did they lose their balloon there? Just, I'm not sure. I don't think they lost their balloon there. That was a little bit weird. I expected them to follow up that attack and kind of pincer Lib GTK together. I've seen them do that multiple times when a Raleigh ship comes in, but here you go. This is what I'm talking about, that dual gat fire in Lib GTK being stuck between the Dancing Feather and the Admiral Quackbar, but no mortar shots coming raining on in. No real huge permanent hull damage getting done, so a little bit of a discombobulation here from the Mandarin so far. Not really playing as crisply as I've been used to them play. I don't know what happened to Urz. It looks like he's muted himself for some reason, so hopefully he'll be back here for us whenever he gets back. But in the meantime, Lib GTK staying alive barely here. Having taken no real damage, just a minor amount of hull damage. Now, Admiral Quackbar and the Solus Ortum are going to go at it together here with Lib GTK and Dancing Feather still doing the little dance with each other, as Quackbar and Solus Ortum.
Hey, what's up? Is there Guns of Icarus going on?
Yeah, there's some Guns of Icarus going on, as Lib GTK now moving away from the Dancing Feather. The Admiral Quackbar is actually mostly disabled, and it looks like the Lib GTK is going to try to catch him from behind here, and this might just end up working out. Dancing Feather, however, going to follow up quickly. Quackbar backing up as soon as he knew that this was happening. That is extremely quick. Extremely quick reaction there by Mandarins, being able to back up and not get caught in this dual fire, which they gave themselves. Well, there you go. That's kind of what I was expecting for the first two times. Getting caught between these two junkers, between those two Gatling fires, and just getting absolutely ripped to shreds, which for some reason didn't happen to start off with, but there you go. That's what the Mandarins can do when you come in anywhere close to them.
Yeah, so apparently my landlord showed up and he wanted to talk about something, so that's where I was.
All right. Well, we can forgive you for that.
Do have the Lib GTK now spawning back into close range,
which can be a little bit dangerous here, as the Solus Artem in the meantime is taking large amounts of damage. Armor now going down. Will any permanent damage be done? Solus Artem is more or less currently out of commission, as Balloon is almost down as well. LibGTK trying to come on in here, but Dancing Feather already has that Gat Mortar turn onto LibGTK. And it looks like, yep, Admiral Quackbar will turn his attention to Lib as well. Huge amounts of permanent hull damage being done, and down goes LibGTK once more, and that is a 2-0 lead for the Mandarins. Sol Stardom not really being able to assist at all there, as they are backed up and then had very little balloon left and had to repair. And of course, once again, all they've got is that Hades Artemis.
So there was a topic of conversation on the forums recently about the Junker and the Junker being OP, etc. And people were kind of discussing how the Junker matches up against other ships, and I think it's almost a general consensus that the Junker is almost a counter to the Pyramidion, in that they have, if you have a Junker with the Gat Mortar side and Pyramidion with the Gat Mortar front, they have the same amount of firepower, but the Junker has the higher maneuverability, the smaller profile. The Pyramidion is fragile next to a Junker, so when both teams have the same amount of damage coming out, the Pyramidion is going to be one that dies first, almost always. So in a situation where you have two potentially equally skilled teams, one's double Pyra, one is double Junker, the double Junker team's going to have such a huge advantage that I just don't see the double Pyramidion really working that well.
Yeah, you know, this also has to deal with how good the Ducks are at switching targets and getting them into a position where they can quickly turn and just rip him to shreds and then turn back, and very decisive action, I guess is what I want to say. A lot of times, a lot of that goes very slowly.
But we do have the LibGTK coming up on the Quack Bar.
Yep, getting a little bit of tar in his face. Solus Artem that actually probably saved the Solus Artem as the Dancing Feather turns to deal with the LibGTK as well. Admiral Quackbar backing up here. Solus Artem coming on.
Oh, that was interesting. Dancing Feather actually turned to the the Solus Artem, and then kept turning for the LibGTK, changing his mind kind of mid Phoenix Claw.
Yeah, I swear to God, it's like they hear me just as I'm talking about how decisive they are. They spin around not knowing who to fire. It's like, all right, Imagine said something. Let's do the exact opposite. That's just what's going on currently.
Ooh, and on top of all those other things, the Junkers, they get that long range option, which the Pyramidians don't have. With Pyramidian, you more or less have to choose either close range or long range. Yes, you have the side weapon, which you can use sometimes, but you can't just flip it around in the same way we saw the Dancing Feather just do. It's just not that mobile.
Admiral Quackbar and LibGT going at each other here. Admiral Quackbar definitely getting the better of this one, as they have done a decent amount of permanent hull damage there to LibGTK. Still pursuing Dancing Feathers, shooting down at the Lib as well, but now Solus Artemis coming close to the Admiral Quackbar. Not sure if they want to be that close up, but oh, here comes the mortar fire from the LibGTK, taking out the Quackbar, and now we finally get the first kill for the Crimson Sky Riders, as LibGTK licks his wounds, heals up. Dancing Feather is going to move on out of here. They want no part of this, and we will see. Hopefully they don't chase too far, as the Admiral Quackbar basically spawns right behind where the Dancing Feather is, but maybe LibGTK will go on forth. Try to avoid this tar.
Dangerous game for the Skyriders, because both these Pyramidians both these Pyramidians do have substantial damage on them.
Yep.
So once that armor goes down, it'll be just a few mortar shots away from death. Actually, does Quackbar have the Gat Mortar or the Carronade? Okay, Quackbar has the Gat Mortar.
That's Gat Mortar, yeah.
All right.
Quackbar going at LibGTK here, but thankfully LibGTK didn't overstretch himself and has fallen back out of the ribs, not wanting to get caught by these two duck ships once more. So a little bit of learning going on there from the LibGTK, as it now tries to avoid the Admiral Quackbar. Maybe that's the Dancing Feathers fire, maybe a little bit of both. Of course, that's how the Mandarins roll. Solus Artem trying to do whatever it can. Dancing Feather, I think they actually both have that mortar right now. I don't think they have
they do.
They didn't bring the carronade banshee against these ships.
And that makes sense. Those Pyramidians, it can be difficult to take out their balloon with the light carronade.
Yeah, absolutely. End up hitting a lot of hull instead, which isn't the worst thing, but
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
one
what
of
the
the
carronade is for.
one of the unique properties of the Pyramidian is that it has this almost like a cage of metal around the balloon. So yeah, as you said, a lot of those straight carronade hits will go into the hull rather than the balloon and sort of, uh, I don't know, middle off between both of them and not do any real damage.
It's also what makes him, of course, the de facto ramming vessel,
That
as that
that
front
and
nose can poke right at him,
high
and
high
the
charging
mass.
speed and the mass.
Yep, absolutely. All right,
That
so
mass.
we actually had somebody from the Crimson Skyrider just drop here. Okay, does join back up, so no permanent drop, thankfully. His GORMR dropped there for a second, but does get back into the game. All right, so Solus Artem getting shot off at. Fair amount of those Hades connecting. Oh my god, a lot of those. Oh, Jesus. Okay, all right. There you go. That's the power of focus fired Hades Artemis. Just absolutely rips the hull armor into pieces and then finishes off with a couple of quick shots of Artemis and the 3-1 lead for the Ducks. So there will be no tie this match.
Well, unless overtime ends with a tie
With a
score.
3-3 or 4-4, yeah. All right. You're right.
But libgtk just trying to book it out of there as the Ducks try to snipe out those engines, and it looks like he's decided to give up on the retreat. Turns to face his pursuers.
Solus Artem has spawned right next to him, so he should have a beat on Admiral Quackbar as well. Armor going down mostly on libgtk at this point. Oh, still going down and taking more permanent hull damage here if they can get connected. But those mortars are actually, most of them are not hitting. A few of the Artemis from the Dancing Feather connect. Not enough to take out the libgtk so far. Admiral Quackbar has lost his balloon. He's sinking down into the wreckage here, and that's not a good place to be. Admiral Quackbar, armor down once again. Can they take him out? No, not quite. In the meantime, the libgtk actually gets taken down by the Dancing Feathers, so that is a turnaround there for the Ducks. They are able to take out the libgtk and keep the Quackbar alive at the same time, but for how long? As Quackbar just is hurting a lot here as Dancing Feather is just kind of hanging out in the clouds. Hopefully they'll have some returning fire soon, but Admiral Quackbar will... One more shot? Nope, nope. Nope, not quite, not quite. Admiral Quackbar just surviving by the skin of his teeth. So close for the Solus Artem, and Solus has got to back up now as the Dancing Feather is providing a large amount of focus or covering fire there, escaping fire.
Yeah, Admiral Quackmore just barely getting behind the hard terrain of the rusted ship. Very impressive.
That's one where if you're an engineer, you're just watching the hull and holding your breath and sucking your teeth and just no, I can get this back up. I can do it. I can do it. Oh,
And then if you're in a pub game, watching as the level 2 engineer hits it with the fire extinguisher right before you die.
Yeah, that sort of stuff unfortunately does happen. All right, libgtk raising himself up here. Solus Artem as well. The one thing I can say for the Crimson Riders right now is that they're both at full health, so they have that advantage over the Quackbar. At least if we focus the Quackbar down, cut a quick kill on there, and they can maybe moving on the Dancing Feather quickly enough. But so far, that Solus Artem has taken quite a beating right now, as of course the libgtk can't really do anything at this range.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. I'm wondering... Yeah. I mean, wondering why he elected not to bring sniper weapons on the left side of the Pyrrha. I mean, maybe they just decided that trying to outsnipe these junkers would be a fool's errand. instead opting for more close range options. But I don't know. If they had maybe two mercs on the left side, they would have a pretty strong armor stripping advantage over the blue team. And maybe that's something they could do in a situation like this. Though it
Our
looks like the
Admiral
Quackbar wants to.
Quackbar wants to play here, coming on in. They want that 5th kill. But the LibGTK coming in to meet the Quackbar. Quackbar actually has a lot of guns out currently, so he's got to be careful. Does move on back out. LibGTK backing up as well. Doesn't really want a part of the Dancing Feather. Quackbar now getting caught from below by Solace. But so many Hades shots just go flying way past the Quackbar, right underneath it. And with the return fire coming down on the Solace is gonna get out of those gun arcs. There it goes. Now let BGTK. And they might actually be able to get the Quackbar here. And once again, so many Hades. Oh man, it is so painful to see all those Hades shots just flying way on out of here. LibGTK rising to meet his enemy. Of course, Quackbar then immediately drops back down where it's after for a little bit of nifty maneuvering, although I'm not entirely sure what they're hoping to accomplish by getting all the way in here.
Yeah, I mean, now they're maneuvering behind hard cover, which means their ally, the Dancing Feather, is not going to be able to support them with long range fire. I'm not sure what.
Quackbar gets slammed into the ground by the Soul Sword'em.
I mean, I guess they wanted to end it, and they figured if they focus properly, the combination of the close range side of the Quackbar and long range side of the Dancing Feather would get them a really quick kill on one of these red Pyramidians. But now that hasn't worked out, the Quackbar is in a really difficult situation. He's behind enemy lines, as they might say.
Yeah, but on the other hand, neither the LibGTK or the Soul Sword'em wanted to keep on the Admiral Quackbar. They're actually just gonna let him rise back on up here, as the Soul Sword'em is getting peppered here by the Dancing Feather. Oh, they are almost taken out. Yes, there goes the final kill, and I mean, I guess they wanted to, yeah. I don't know. I think that was a little bit of an interesting decision to not stay down and kill the Quackbar off.
Well, I think was it the Solus Ordum who followed the Quackbar down? So maybe they were trying to move back just to get some distance to arm their front guns again, because that was the Pyramidian with the Hades Artemis.
Perhaps. I mean, but the LibGTK also went down, started shooting the Gat a little, and then came right back up. 2. Mandarins need one more victory to take it, to take this box social title. Of course, Skyriders want to win it for themselves as well, so they do hope to come back here in this match number 2. Let's get a quick rundown of ships on this Crimson Skyriders side. We've got the Lib GTK with that Gatling mortar up front, with Carronade beacon on the side, and on the Solus Artem we've got Hades Artemis, still with double Artemis on the side, so no change for the rider ships.
And on the blue team, the Mandarins, we have the Dancing Feather. Left side, Artemis, Hades, Artemis. Right side, Gatling Mortar, his ally, the Admiral Quackbar. Left side, Artemis, Hades, Artemis. Right side, Gat Mortar. So no changes from either team in this game.
Absolutely none, but they are, however, circling each other on Canyon Ambush.
Yes, as predicted, both teams go straight into the heat, ready to brawl it out. But
and
unfortunately,
far enough away that no drums were going off either.
Yeah, unfortunately, both teams gung ho about getting into the fight, but going in opposite directions. So we're gonna have a little bit of wait here as the teams find each other, find themselves. Just it's kind of a spiritual journey for everyone involved.
Now, here's the thing about how the Ducks are going about this. I know that this is how they fly. This is where they fly. This is how they like to do it. But usually you don't see red camping their own spawn area unless they're sniping. And they should have been able to see the Pyramidion loadouts and know that they're not really set up to snipe at in the least bit. So I'm not entirely sure why they charged as forward as they did and didn't like turn back around the pass that red all or quite often takes to get into the blue spawn area, that little side pass.
Hmm,
And
it
they did
looks like red
Ducks
team
did
on the
turn
other
around pretty
hand.
quickly.
Yeah, blue team, they turned around, went back. Red team, on the other hand, they're kind of hanging out at
Oh,
blue
they might
spawn.
actually see each other in the middle right here. Ducks might get caught out here, but I think they
Oh, we have
are okay.
shots
Some
being
fire
fired.
going on. Quackbar coming on in. So yep, here we go. And two teams definitely know where each other is, but once again, we're a little hampered on that Crimson Skyrider side by LibGTK not being able to do anything at this range. They just no shots at all. None. Nothing coming down. No retaliation. And Sol Southern is doing the best that he can, but you cannot win this game by yourself. And even if the new GTK is just there to soak up damage, if you're not outputting the same amount, it's going to be extremely hard to win this.
Oh yeah, Hades. Hades in the single Artemis is going to be pretty tough. To get kills by itself against a Junker, especially if they're um, taking evasive action. Because if any of those shots, go into the balloon or whatever, you're not going to get a kill. Although nice Hades landings from the Crimson Skyriders onto the Quack Bar.
Yep. A
Yeah, it
little bit
looks
of a
like
split
LibGTK has
approach here.
kind of. Yeah, LibGTK, he's kind of hanging out. I guess he's waiting for an opportunity to charge in and try to get behind the Ducks.
Yeah, these Ducks aren't going to be coming up at all. They're quite willing to just sit at this range, shoot their own Hades Artemis. They've got two sets of them instead of one. And Sol Sarvin is going to continue taking large gobs of
Quackbar's
damage here.
balloon almost burning down.
Barely managing to get back up. That Hades, of course, is quite effective against balloons as well. Doing a fair amount of fire stacks onto, I believe it's 5 fire stacks from Hades, or is it? I think I might be thinking of the
Mines?
mines. Yeah, I'm thinking of mines.
I think Hades is variable. It's like between 1 and 3, or 1 and 2 or something. It's kind of like the Banshee.
Oh, here we go. Admiral Quackbar charging on in around the side here, and maybe if LibGTK can smell this, but not quite yet. Saw sort of is spotted. Dancing Feather tossing down the Mortar for some reason. LibGTK getting spotted there. They will back on up,
Oh,
knowing
did you
that
see
this is
that
a
turn
kind
from
of
the
a trap.
LibGTK? He did a tactical
Uh,
turn on the stone pillar
yeah,
with Moonshine.
yeah,
It was beautiful.
a little bit of a tactical bump there. Sometimes I buy
Although
from
now,
captain, sometimes I don't.
I wonder if it's accidental because now he's turning back the other way.
I'm not sure. Maybe they didn't see the blue ships coming around on the side quickly enough, so that's why turning around. I mean, at this point, either side, either way that he was going, is going to be a good choice. But Admiral Quackbar is getting his armor kind of shredded at this point too. That tar coming down. Saul Sardom is going to just continue following the Quackbar, and Quackbar actually taking large amount of damage here and trying to catch the LibGTK between the Dancing Feather and the Admiral Quackbar, but Admiral Quackbar definitely getting the worst of this engagement until right about now when finally Dancing Feather almost takes out, oh my god, the precision shooting there by Dancing Feather, but in the meantime, Saul Sordon comes in and takes out the Admiral Quackbar, probably with the help from LibGTK, so LibGTK manages to barely survive the Dancing Feather there, and they do take out the Admiral Quackbar for a 1-0 lead, and Dancing Feather is just tar, tar, tar all day long. Tar, tar, tar. While I sing this song. Look at it.
Tartar
That's just,
goes pretty
this is
well
just,
with a whitefish.
this is, this is a giant flag of, this is the path that I took. This is the direction that I am going in. I don't know.
Sure, but I mean, I think it's
I,
enough of a deterrence that they aren't going to just charge headfirst through
yeah.
the component damaging tar, especially when you know
You can,
that anything that slows you down is going to give the blue team enough time to respawn and group back together, so making the
yeah, I'd say
charge more or less ineffective.
I'd say that was the bigger deterrence there, knowing that the Quackbar can spawn so close up front there. All right, LibGTK has got to be very careful here. They have a sliver of a sliver, have a health left, and backing up into this rock the way that they... Oh, nice, nice. Okay, all right, he did see it. Good job, Captain. Too often I see Captains sort of back up and just ram into the back of those rocks, and all sorts of terrible stuff can happen from there.
Yeah, you gotta be like Zill and just fly backwards the whole time in a squid.
Oh, there we go. Took that little bounce of a rock, gets caught. Unfortunately, he's not gonna get... Oh, maybe I'm talking too early, because those shots are coming on in rather quickly, and maybe LibGT kicking it out. Yep, he'll be fine. But
See, I'm gonna see
once again,
what pilot
that rock.
tools do these Piers have. Alright, looks like they're both running Claw Hydro Moonshine, which is pretty standard Pier loadout
You
for
know,
pilots.
Pyramidion is one of the two ships that I... Well, I guess there's three ships that I don't fly at all. I don't like flying the pirate. It just feels too clunky for me.
I love the Pyra is God's chosen ship, and it is also Urz's chosen ship. I
I
come
thought that was
from a
the
long...
Junker.
What? What are you...
I thought the Junker was the best ship.
Well, the Junker is the best ship, but the Pyramidion is God's chosen ship.
Okay.
Look, man,
I mean,
just read your
you'd think
ancient
those
texts.
two are one and the same.
No, because, I mean, to be a skilled Pyramidion pilot, you have to overcome great challenges, and most of those challenges start with J and end with Unker. So you must prove yourself worthy, in his divine wisdom, or something. I don't know.
Well, I like to fly a Spire Master Race, so
I love
that's,
jamming on Phoenix Claw
my choice.
just all the time, and also hitting people with the front of my ship.
I am sure that is
So what do
something that you and many other pirates like to do.
What ship do you enjoy flying the most? Piloting the most?
The straight up piloting, I like Goldfish. I like the feel of a Goldfish, but it's also a little bit of an underwhelming ship. So right now I'm kind of flip flopping between. Oh my God, the Solus Artem is getting absolutely hammered here.
Yeah,
Continue on with my ship selection in a minute, but
that
oh
Lib
my
GTK
God, Solus
just
Artem just
can't do anything when they're facing down the sniper fire.
bounced down over there. Yep, and LibGTK gonna come around the corner here, but round and round we go.
He'll die to Gatling. The Lib
Nobody
GTK
knows.
will die to Gatling fire if his armor
And
goes
the
down.
Solus Ortum trying to get on out of here. Let's see, LibGTK going straight through this tar set. Solus Ortum almost taken down. Down he goes, and this could be a very quick turnaround here for the Duck team as they manage to catch the Solus Ortum kind of dancing around by itself, whittle it down and take it out. Now LibGTK trying its best to return the favor, do at least a little bit of damage to the Quackbar, but bump on the Quackbar there, gets away. Now Dancing Feather is turned right onto it. More tar coming down from the Quackbar. Gat fire following it, but LibGTK doesn't have a whole lot it can do. And in the meantime, Solus Ortum's actually respawned. Quackbar started going towards that direction, saw the Solus Artem, flipped around, parted up, and now it's trying to run away. In the meantime, LibGTK goes down to the Dancing Feather, and now the Solus Artem is trying to escape here. Or
I don't think he's trying. I think the Quackbar's trying to escape.
Solus Artem trying to chase him down and rises up here, which is a bit of a curious move.
I think now he's going to switch target to the Feather, and that he's knocked out the Quackbar's balloon and try to isolate the Dancing Feather.
Possibly. Still shooting down over at the Quackbar. Solus Artem taking that Gat fire, taking that mortar fire, getting that permanent mortar fire coming on in. Still more and more, and doesn't get taken out.
Oh, LibGTK is going to need a key ram here to save his ally.
But Dancing Feather is
Dancing Feather is just
going for that.
He's just gonna, yeah, he's leaving.
Yeah, probably will just circle around here. I'm gonna guess might toss down some. Oh, Dancing Feather actually gets stuck on the side of the pillar. Oh no, Dancing Feather gets stuck on the side of the pillar here. LibGTK is trying to take full advantage of this. Balloon got knocked out. Problem with the LibGTK though is that the Quackbar is right there to assist his teammate, and Dancing Feather gets away this time. And these two red ships are colliding here, tossing. Oh my god, they continue to bang into each other. No gun arcs. Oh man, this just has not gone the rider's way at all in the last minute or so here. And we're gonna calm down just a little bit for a few seconds before these two ships engage once again. Dancing Feather taking the front of this assault, but now Quackbar is getting fired on as well. LibGTK gonna go around on the side here. We'll see who he tries to capture this time, as the Solid the problem is the Solid is here by itself with almost no health, and Dancing Feather. Alright, Dancing Feather is getting shot from the side by LibGTK, getting a fair amount of damage done. Admiral Quackbar's balloon dies in the meantime, which is a good thing for Solid here, who keeps on shooting at the Dancing Feather. Dancing Feather playing Ring Around the Rosie with LibGTK. In this case, the Junker with its better mobility will win out in this one, and this is actually probably one of the funniest things I've seen. Have you seen this happen in the competitive match, a Ring Around the Rosie like this? In this tight of a space?
I'm not sure. I've definitely seen it happen in pub games. I've done it myself on this map. But yeah, that was something I was saying earlier, is that the Junker, any sort of situation where you are going around one of these pillars, Junker can just turn and just hug it so much more tightly than the Pyramidian can. The Imperial will never be able to catch up.
Getting caught by Dancing Feather. Mortars come raining on in, and the last one just barely misses. And once again, the Skyraiders have two ships at incredibly low health, and this could turn very well into the Ducks' favor. And there goes LibGTK. Solid will probably be soon to follow if the Dancing Feather can get out here and get some shots down on Solace as well. Shots still coming in from both sides, but the Solace has, at this point, it's just praying that the LibGTK can get back in here and do something. But maybe the Lib doesn't want to. The Solace does go down. Lib spawns on the side, which is probably the best spawn they could have taken actually here.
Yeah, very smart, realizing that their ally was not long for this world. So they get spotted immediately. So they might also not be long for this world.
Yeah, this could end it right here.
He's moonshining out.
Yeah, he's trying his best, but just so much damage from that Artemis Hades fire, almost getting taken out already. Solace, where is Solace? Spawning the same place, but LibGTK still too far ahead, and there goes LibGTK, and the Mandarins take Saturday Box Social number 7, once again being top of a tournament, outlasting, outfighting, outshooting, outdixing the Crimson Skyriders, who, of course, fought valiantly, but come up just short in this tournament here. This week's Saturday Box Social.